and foremost, let me begin with full transparency and a disclaimer because I do not want anyone to ever confuse what we do here at MBU with hype or empty promises. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. I am not a licensed financial advisor. Every decision you make in the market is your responsibility and carries risk. With that being said, I am excited today because what you are about to hear is not theory. It is not fluff. It is not crypto chat room nonsense where they say someone made $10,000 but never show a single receipt. No, today is pure proof, pure receipts, pure transparency. From September 5th all the way until today, October 3rd, 2025, we are reviewing the journey of our family. Real people like you making real moves, capturing real profit, learning real lessons, and experiencing the kind of freedom that only comes when you acquire a skill that can literally pay the bills. I love transparency, and I refuse to be the type of teacher who just talks. You know the type that hides behind fancy words and screenshots that never belong to them. Not here, not in MBU. We show it all. We show the wins, we show the losses, and most importantly, we show the growth, because the growth is where the real victory is. And as we walk through this past month, you are going to see the reality that even the small wins matter. When someone in our family locks in $30, that is not just $30. That is a tank of gas. That is food for the table. That is a utility bill covered without stress. That is freedom inching closer step by step. And let me pause right here at the beginning and tell you, if you are watching this video on YouTube, go ahead right now and hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell icon so you never miss a single update. We drop gems on top of gems daily, and you do not want to miss out. Now, family, let us rewind back to September 5th. That day marked the start of a run that would prove what I have been saying from the beginning. Discipline, patience, and time in the market can change your life. The testimonies began pouring in immediately. Screenshots of wins, voices of excitement, members testifying about their first plays. Some locked in $20, some locked in $50, some locked in a few hundred. It did not matter how large the number was because every single win was a celebration. Every win was proof that the system works if you work it. Fast forward a few days and we had brothers and sisters in the chat stacking gains on TSLL, Tesla, Nvidia, Palantir, and AMD. The strategy was clear. Follow the confirmation rules, respect the levels, and execute with discipline. Over and over again, I saw family members hitting 10% profit targets, then 20%, then 30%. And you already know what happens when you apply the MBU sell zone strategy correctly. You lock in that first contract, you reset, and you rinse and repeat. That is how you build consistency. And let me tell you what blew me away. It was not the big numbers, though those were amazing. It was the joy I saw in the small numbers. People literally celebrating their very first $30 win. And why? Because that win was proof. Proof that they could do it. Proof that they were no longer bound to the stress of wondering how to make ends meet. Proof that with patience and discipline, they could use this market as a tool rather than being used by it. The Bible tells us not to worry about tomorrow because tomorrow will worry about itself. And that is exactly what MBU gives you. Peace of mind. When you know you have a skill that can produce, the panic of tomorrow fades. You are no longer afraid of the water bill. You are no longer anxious about the car breaking down. You are no longer stressed about the unexpected. Why? Because you have a skill that can pay the bills. Now let me bring it back to my own story for just a second. I stand here today retired at the age of 38, not because of luck, not because of inheritance, but because of the grace of God and the power of learning a skill. This market gave me freedom, but only after I respected it, disciplined myself, and committed to growing little by little. Proverbs 13:11 says, "Wealth gained hastily will dwindle, but whoever gathers little by little will increase it." And that has been the MBU way. Step by step, win by win, lesson by lesson, building not just money, but wisdom. As we journey through this month, you will see receipts that show family members stacking small wins daily and others stacking larger wins weekly. Some testimonies are about consistent $100 weeks, others about surprise $500 months, and every single one matters because every single one represents transformation. That is the point. This is not about bragging rights. This is about equipping people with the ability to breathe easier, to give more freely, to bless their households, and to live without the constant shadow of financial fear. Halfway through September, something beautiful happened. The momentum shifted. Family members who started out timid began speaking boldly in the chat. People who were once afraid of making a move began posting confidently about their entries and exits. That is growth. That is fruit. That is the result of community. Alone, it is easy to hesitate. Alone, it is easy to give up. But when you are surrounded by a family pushing forward, celebrating with you, correcting you when needed, and cheering you on, you rise. And that is what I saw all month long. And let me slide in right here for a second like I promised and remind you. If you are watching this video and you have not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Go ahead, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel right now. We are not playing games here. We are building legacy, and you want to be plugged in. Now, let me continue with the story. By the third week of September, the results were undeniable. People were stacking gains on TSLL calls and puts using the 3-contract strategy. Some hit all 3 sell zones in a single day. Others locked in their first one and used the discipline of the system to reset and start again. The family bank dividend payouts also came in strong. Screenshots flooded in showing daily deposits from stocks paying out. Imagine waking up and seeing money hit your account, not because you clocked in, but because you invested wisely. That is what the family bank strategy is about. And together with the options side, it becomes a machine. Options feed the family bank. The family bank produces dividends. Dividends grow the pie, and the pie creates more borrowing power. That is the rinse and repeat cycle. I cannot emphasize enough how life-changing it is when you realize this is not a dream. This is not theory. This is reality for real people. Mothers, fathers, young adults, retirees, single parents, all finding their lane and moving forward. And I always remind the family, it does not matter how much you start with. It matters that you start. Because once you have the skill, you can always scale. The testimonies kept coming as we entered the final week of September. Some members were shocked at how consistent the system was. They said things like, "I never thought I could make money in the market, but now I see it as possible." Others said, "I feel more peace knowing I have a backup plan." And still others said, "I am now using my profits to give." That is the ultimate goal, not just to hoard, but to give, to bless others, to sow seeds, to expand the kingdom. By the time October 3rd rolled around, we had a month full of receipts, screenshots of wins, stories of freedom, lessons learned, growth achieved, and all of it pointing back to one truth. MBU is more than trading. It is family. It is accountability. It is faith in action. It is transparency. It is discipline. And it is results. Family, I cannot stress enough how much I want you to be a part of this. Come join us. Come learn the skill. Come build with us. Check out our results. See the proof. This is not hype. This is not empty words. This is reality. And it can be your reality too. Now let us keep rolling because I want to make sure we hit every angle. Over these 30 days, we saw people stacking profits that were small but consistent. We saw people hitting bigger trades that shocked them. We saw discipline growing. We saw people resisting the urge to gamble and instead following the rules. And that is where the real wins happen. Discipline beats luck every time. Strategy beats impulse every time. And I want to encourage you with this thought. Whether you are just starting or you have been trading for years, what matters most is alignment. Align your strategy with proven rules. Align your mindset with patience. Align your actions with discipline. And align your heart with faith. When you do that, the results follow, not overnight, not all at once, but little by little. So family, as we close out this 30-day review, I want you to take away one thing. This is possible. This is real. And this is for you. Do not let fear stop you. Do not let doubt block you. Do not let excuses hold you back. Join us at MBU. Learn the skill, build your family bank, and step into the kind of peace that money cannot buy, but money can provide. Freedom from fear, freedom from debt, freedom to give, freedom to live. Glory to his name.